Hey, welcome in everybody to another episode of Real Talk with Papa Moon. I'm your host, Papa Moon. On today's episode, number 13, I have to mention that it's going to have a little meaning behind it here. We're going to get into that. I have King Grimm. He's a local artist here in Cleveland. His music is powerful, raw, and full of emotion. It's trap metal. Um, we're going to get into more than just his music. We're going to get into his story. We're going to heartfelt challenges, moments that shaped him, and his story basically. So, with that being said, to my right, your left, King Grimm. Welcome in.
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Good, good man, good. I'm glad to have you here. So,
Glad to be here.
so let's go right off the rip and tell them why 13 is important today.
Today, especially because the label I'm starting is called Arc 13. Tell you guys a little bit about that. It's about it's more of like a disciplined, creative order I've created. Just basically, based on just doing things that are healthy in your life. That's what the label's about, and whether it be like your mental health or mind, body, and spirit, like that's what that it resembles. It's more like you know, Cleveland's version of Wu Tang. So, that's kind of where I'm going with that. And I'm hoping to build that further. But yeah, Arc 13 it is. It's the 13th episode today. I got the merch on today. So decided to bring that through.
That's exciting. It just so happened it was 13. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's crazy good.
Yeah.
What a good time to be here.
Yes, sir.
You can promote that and on 13.
Yes, sir.
So
But
let's for the people watching that don't know King Grimm, let's tell them a little bit about yourself.
well, I grew up in Old Brooklyn, Cleveland. I came up writing a lot when I was younger. I didn't really start releasing music till I was about 15, 16 years old. Like I said, I grew up in Old Brooklyn, but I moved around a lot in my life. But music has always been like a steady thing in my life, and that's kind of the thing that stayed constant. So that's like the biggest thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. So let's go with I have some questions prepared because
Sure.
I'm old. I can't remember them, so I got them wrote down here.
Yeah.
So let's go with on a day to day basis. What motivates you and keeps you going? On a day to day basis, what drives you?
The biggest thing is my daughters. My daughters keep me going every single day. Whether it's like work or music, it's just the driving factor. It's always been the driving factor. I became a dad at 17 years old. I was a young father. And it's like music has always formed me and, had me kind of grow up a little bit, but also being a father has also had its challenges, and the mix of the two is just like, the music has kept me disciplined mentally to where it's like it's helped me be a better father as well. So it's like it's almost symbiotic. So, but yes, I mean my daughters have definitely been like the driving factor in my life.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
most definitely, most
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, and so let's if you could give young Grimm advice, what
Mhm.
would you tell him?
Listen to your elders a little bit more. Listen to your elders. I kind of find myself doing the same thing now with my little brother where I'm like he's like 15, he's 15 years old. So I try to sit there and I tell him like you got to do this and you got to do that and with his life, and then it's like seeing young me in it, but it's also like karma because he's almost like my twin. So, watching him grow up, and it's like I wish I listened a little bit more to like the wisdom that some people had given me, but naturally, we're human beings, so sometimes some of us have to learn the hard way.
Oh,
So, and just like through real life experiences. So, but yeah, definitely wish I listened a little bit more, but I learned my way.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. No, yeah, I know. I always look back on that stuff, and you
Yeah.
always say, "I wish I would have. I could. I wish I did this."
Right.
So, what what is the biggest challenge that you faced, like growing up, that shaped you, that you feel shaped you, made you the person you are today?
Um, Honestly, it was moving around a lot. I think that was the biggest thing at first. I lived in Cleveland for about 15, 16 years as a kid, and then like I came back as an adult, but I've also lived in other states. I've moved around a lot. I've had to go to different schools a lot. restart and make new friends again. And that gave me a different perspective in life because it's like I've been able to kind of plug in like what we all have in common in a sense, going to different places. But that was definitely hard to conform to as a kid. And now it's like if I move around now, it's like I kind of learn how to fit in and I learn, how to fit in with the culture and also soak in the culture. Like Cleveland, we have so much culture. We're a melting pot, and that's like the biggest advantage Cleveland itself has given me going into my adult life is like again, we're a melting pot. So, I've learned a lot from the city itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%. Cleveland is definitely that melting pot, and it's the Midwest. I don't ever know why they call us Midwest, but that Midwest vibe. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, there's
definitely.
nothing like it, man. I mean, just Cleveland itself, like I've been to different cities and it's like even our music scene alone is there's so much depth in our music scene. It's crazy just between rock and roll and rap and anything you can think. Like we have some country out here too, and it's like we really have a deep bag in Cleveland. And that's like even like with the Arc 13 mentality, like that keeps me alive here in the city too, like Cleveland. It makes me want to be better and compete better and just to see like the kind of talent we have in the city and it's like you know I'm here to compete and also in a healthy way and help people like aspire to be their best selves.
Yeah,
So yeah,
100%, 100%. We need more of that. We don't have enough people looking out for each other, pushing people. I don't want to say pushing them. It sounds kind of mean, but like motivating them and
right.
driving them. Um,
Some people look at competition as like an ugly thing sometimes or like a bad thing, and I think like the essence of Cleveland also doesn't really feel that way. Like I think when in Cleveland it's more like we can compete and still be friends and we can compete and like, it's I think that's always been like a constant thing with Cleveland that I figured out. And like there's always going to be bad in the world, but it's like what do you want to contribute and what I want to contribute is far more greater than I can even anticipate. So, you know,
that's awesome.
yeah.
That's really good. It's really good. Um, so we're I I'm gonna go pivot just a little bit.
Sure.
It just came to my head. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I should ask you at the beginning. Where does the name King Grimm come from? It's a unique spelling at the beginning there. The
Right.
King.
Um, so I used to go by Charismatic early on when I started doing shows. I used to be Charismatic with capital M and two T's because my real name's Matt. But it ended up kind of pivoting and changing to King Grim. Like one night I'm just like I was thinking I'm like all the things I've been through in my life, King Grim just kind of popped in my head. And what I think King Grim represents is more just like it's not something like dark exactly. It's more just like I've been through so much in my life personally that I want to be like an example that yeah, you can have like dark moments in your life but still like shine bright with your peers, you
Okay.
know? I've experienced a lot of hardships in my life and a lot of challenges and I think like King Grim just like captures the essence of what I'm trying to bring into the world and also show people like you don't have to wear your darkness on your sleeve. Like you can be yourself, you can push past that and reach for something that's far greater than yourself. So that's what King Grim comes from. And if people wonder where the V comes from exactly, like in King Grim's because it's KVNG, um, I like this movie called. It might be familiar to some people, but it's called V for Vendetta. It's an older movie, but basically the main character goes by V, and he's like against like the government and systems that push us to conform to what life is now. And he's like the big motivator. He's like against like all the systems in the government in the world that force us to conform to like a regular life. And I feel like that's why I put V in King Grim because like I'm not someone that conforms to things. Like I like to constantly like break myself apart and like try to evolve and go to the next level. So that's like in essence what King Grim is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of like outside the box.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. That's definitely interesting. Yeah, I was looking at that earlier when I so preparing for this. Me and my producer Eli, we
Hmm.
took a ride on I was like, it's funny because I'm waiting for him to come out to the car, and I'm on my phone and I'm typing in King Grim, and this one pops up. I don't have my glasses on, so I hit play, and I'm like, I'm listening to music. I go, no, that's definitely not him. That's definitely not
I think
because
there's like some other person that was named King Grim, like some kind of older music. It was like some like pop or something like that in a different country. But I do own the rights to King Grim with the regular spelling and King Grim with this spelling as well. So
nice.
it's like I did start off without the V, and I'm like I wanted to change it immediately because I'm like it was already too late, and I had to go back. I'm like, oh, because you know how DSPs be, and it's like just your distribution, and it's like it's really hard to change something back once you've already entered it. So, but like I know I plan on fixing that, but yeah, it's officially KVNG Grimm on all platforms.
Okay,
So
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so he comes out and he says, Dad, I go, I know. Can you help? Can you help an old guy out?
yeah,
And so he gets the phone and he pops it in and we hit it on and we go to your. I'm assuming this is Till Death was your latest drop.
yeah, it's my latest project, and shout out to Phoenix Vibes. He co he
Absolutely.
co-produced that, co-engineered that. That was amazing. That was an amazing project. So
Yeah,
I
tell,
was
tell us a
happy.
little bit about, well, since we're here.
Yeah.
Tell us about a little bit about it.
That project sat for a while, to be honest. I got real introspective, and there was some parts in that album where I was just like I got really personal. Like there's a song on there called that's personally my favorite that I made on there. It's called To Hell With Me. Um that was a song about just being hard on myself, like looking in the mirror and saying the things that I should say to myself that because I want to be a better person, a better father. Um and a better friend and a better, son and brother. It's like those things, and that project was really personal to me because it's like I was fighting a lot of things in my personal life, and it was hard to touch on those things, but as an artist it's like you do kind of got to be transparent, and it's like relate to your audience, but it's like a weird thing too because it's like I also do a lot of this for myself. I'm just happy enough to have friends and people I meet in life that relate and say, "Hey, like that song helped me a lot," and it's awesome to hear that still. But yeah, like the essence of that project was just it was a lot of hardships that I injected into that album that I was going through, and I wanted to share it. So
Yeah, it's definitely deep, definitely emotional. Like I, like I mentioned at the beginning, it's raw. Your music's raw and emotional, and till death, totally 100%,
right.
totally 100%, very raw and emotional. Um,
Until Death, the song itself, like that was like my biggest. That was a lot of people's favorite, obviously, because like it was like the flagship song, and I had Phoenix Vibes featured on that as well. And it's like that was my relationship with music because sometimes it's like with music, it's like I said, it's been like the constant thing in my life that I've always had. That's never left. That it's like I wake up the next day, it's always there.
yeah,
And Till Death was like describing that when I'm like, tell me where I go with this, because really I don't know what to do. Is this something temporary just to fucking heal the wounds? Like when I was writing that, it's like there was parts of me that was like, should I just quit this? And quit doing music, but it's like I can't because till death, like I like no matter what happens, if I blow up with my music, if I don't, like this is gonna be something I have for the rest of my life that keeps me anchored in
yeah,
life. So
100%.
that's what that whole album was about, and just all the emotions going through that.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I listened to the album twice today,
mm,
and I could definitely feel it. I could definitely feel the emotions. Till death was probably one of my favorites.
thank you.
And the last one, what was I?
Called Grow.
That one was
Hmm.
so good too. I can remember the name of it. Um, but yeah, that till death and that very last track.
Right. Yeah, that
Wow.
was that last track was just like when I was writing that was like a last minute ad because Till Death was gonna be the last one. But it's like I hit people with, my classic trap metal stuff, and then, To Hell With Me was like one of the bigger songs. That To Hell With Me was actually going to be Till Death. And then it's like weird because it's like other artists can feel this, but like when you start writing one song, it's like another song kind of sprouts from that song. It's like flowers growing off of a song, you know. And Till Death came right after To Hell with Me, and then I thought I was done, and it's like I want to okay, it's like there's an end to this, you know. And Grow was more like I've been through all this stuff, and like Grow is like the icing on the cake because I needed to show people what did I learn making this album? What did I learn through life these past couple years? And that was what Grow was.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and we got
100%.
to film it in New York City, so that was kind of cool. You
Okay.
know, we got to film a music video in New York City with Eli, so that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a cool. Look at you guys had a cool trip.
Oh yeah.
Eli, you update me every day on it. You know, it's Eli's my dude. He's my we're like the odd couple, you know. He like Felix and I don't know the other guy's name, but anyways. So let's pivot just a little bit, you know,
Sure.
from music here. Actually, before we do, actually, I firmly believe music is therapeutic,
Yes.
especially even to the writer, to the artist. You know,
Mm,
you're writing it, performing it. It's definitely therapeutic. I know it's helped Eli a lot
hmm.
through a lot of tough times, as it sounds like it did with you.
Yeah.
Um, so okay, away from the mic, outside the studio. What's you know what's King Grimm do outside of when you're not creating what
Working.
working?
Working. I do painting and remodeling for a job.
Do you?
Yeah, I've done that since I was, wow, like 14 years old. I've been in the industry, doing that, like construction and all that kind of stuff since I was really young. Um, it's been odd to also be like a rapper, but also be like a blue collar worker on and off. You
Yeah,
know, it's like two different worlds in a
sure.
sense. I've learned a lot working with the people I've worked with, the many um, groups of people I worked with in companies over the years. But yeah, that's what I do outside of like music. Um, it's just like my father. He was a painter before me. He had his own company, and he actually painted one of the church steeples downtown.
Oh,
Um,
how cool!
Before all these gadgets came out with painting, he was like hand painting on top of this church steeple, like 300 feet in the air.
Wow,
Yeah, he was really about it, and yeah, so
that's where you picked it up from.
yeah, I picked it up from him. So
Okay.
um, yeah,
What about like hobbies? You play any sports or
I like basketball. Ball is life.
yeah?
Ball is life. Me and Phoenix go at it, man. He's a hell of a baller. So
Really
yeah, he really challenges me, man. It's good to have friends like that that really challenge you like that. And yeah, ball is
push
life.
you.
Yeah. So we have a lot of great games together, and just like, you know, having friends like that that push you. My friend Josh, Eli's met Josh. And Josh is he's a big dude, but
Yeah,
he can run full court. I promise you, this dude can run full court and hit threes like no other. I promise that. And it's like I have a lot of friends that really surprise me and keep me going. And you know, as there's a quote I like out of the Bible, but it's more like as iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen another. And I really stand by stuff like that.
yeah,
So yeah, but yeah, I like the ball and play sports anytime I can manage to or go to the gym. You know, it's like kind of all part of, you know, my personality.
yeah.
So
I see you're rocking the Cavs.
oh yeah, dude, I love the Cavs, man. I really hope we win the chip, man. We need to get it back. We need to
Yeah,
get it back.
yeah. You can bring the trophy home. Yeah.
Mobley's been playing lights out, man. He's playing how he should be. He's playing aggressive. I like to see it. So
Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna talk on him because it's my opinion and on this station we need to make sure I'm factual before I say anything. So I'm gonna leave it at, I've been told that by my producer. It's gotta be you gotta check your facts.
yeah,
So I'm not gonna say anything like who should be traded, what have you.
right. Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that.
No.
Who should be traded, but Garland. But anyways,
What? Garland? No. No. Well, is it because of his toe? He keeps getting injured,
um,
or because of how he plays?
you ever see that album by Billy Joel, Glass House?
No.
He's a glass house.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
throw rocks at him.
I get it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a fair take,
I
but
mean, you know, I
he's
mean,
still a baller though.
thing is, you know, I'm not the sports guy. Eli's the sports guy.
Right, right,
Um, I think I'm a more of a recreational sports person. You know,
right.
when it comes down to factual stuff like that, I leave that all up to him.
Hmm.
He's right on with that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, it's yeah, we're gonna leave that go there. Okay. um, so so when you have like moments in your life that really test you and they push you, how do you get through them? How do you push through like tough moments? You know, what drives you? You have to push through these
Um,
hard moments.
I'm not perfect. Let's start by saying that. Sometimes through hard moments I fail. Like I said, we're humans. We're gonna fail, and there's been times where I've let myself down. Like I've drank and done certain things, and um, it's like I've had those moments where I've been down bad, but also I've had really high moments where I'm like, I decided to just like either, do something productive or, go to the gym or do something that makes me feel good or like I accomplished something. That's the biggest thing. So, I mean, I've definitely had my dark moments in my life where I have failed, but I think it's good to remind myself that, sorry,
No, you're good. You're good.
it's good to remind myself like that's not who I am, and we all stumble sometimes. So I can't say I've handled everything perfectly, but I'm just having a human experience, and I think that's important. That's an important thing to remember because in the pursuit of the things that we do, it's natural to want to perform like we're superhuman, and it's like that's the curse of having hunger in a sense. You got to remind yourself that you're human and you have limitations. That's the biggest thing. So learning to self-care through those things and also give yourself grace, I think that's important in life. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the nose with you know take care of yourself.
Hmm.
You know, there's nothing wrong with you know making sure you're good because then you can make sure that everybody else around you, like your
Hmm.
daughters,
Right.
you know, if you're good, they're going to be good.
Yep.
So that's important. I don't think a lot of people take the time for self care.
Right. And
Self care.
there's definitely ways to go about it. Self-care comes in many forms, whether it be the gym or just taking a walk outside and getting some sun. Um, these are things that I try to practice, but also, like I said, I stumble sometimes. Sometimes I don't get to follow through like I want to because, life hits and work and real life just hits, you know? So, like I said, we're all human. And I try to not only give myself grace, but the people around me grace. And I think that's also important that people have to remember that, the further we get in life and the older we get, that's something that you have to carry with you. Otherwise, you're going to be filled with a lot of anger and bitterness and not know what to do with it. So,
Yeah. No, you're right. I think giving grace comes back on you double fold.
yeah, I
You
would
know,
say that.
I just really do. I'm a firm believer in what do you call that? You know, I don't like the word karma, but you know, karma's on the bad side. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm thinking wrong, but I just feel like you know
It
what?
is kind of karma in a way, though.
Yeah, because if you don't give the grace, if you're always negative to people,
Hmm.
then the negative's gonna come back on you.
Yep. It's called law of attraction. That's also a
Okay,
thing. So it's
interesting.
like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a book. There's a book on law of attraction, but it kind of goes into stuff like that. Also, with like the laws of power and so on and so forth. Like there's laws to the universe that that drive certain things. Um, not off the record, but like
no,
side note, Karma was actually my very first rap name. Now that I think about it,
really,
so yeah, which is like I feel like that was a couple rappers' first name for a while because like I've like Google searched and I'm like, okay, I wasn't the first Karma, but that was my first like official rap name, and then it went from Karma to MV to Charismatic and now King Grim, and I promise everybody I'm staying there. Like no more name changes. King Grim is here to stay.
Kvng Grimm.
So
I like that one. Yeah,
right.
I think it fits your genre.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
that
I think
too.
it fits it. It fits it. I remember the first time I heard you, I was like, oh, he's like loud and in your face. I love that.
What was the first song you heard by me? Was it FTGU?
Was that the one, Eli? Eli knows. Eli knows him.
Okay.
I think that was that.
It was a match with Phoenix at Crowbar. It was the
Ah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Which
Well,
was funny because I think I talked to Tyler about this recently, where I'm like, yeah, like one of the first songs I performed at Crowbar was FTGU, and it was like everyone was so silent there, and I'm over there stomping on stage and like trying to rock out, and I'm like, oh, like this is, everyone's like playing the piano before me and melodic stuff, and I just like go straight trap metal, and everyone's like, whoa. But I thought that was funny. It's just like, I'm younger at the time, and I'm like, as a young artist, you have so much, energy in you. When you get older, you learn how to like conserve that energy and like know when there's like times to like really pop off and not. But it's
yeah.
like it's just funny to look back on stuff like that.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. What's funny is Phoenix Vibe has got a lot of love on this podcast today.
yeah, man. I mean,
But you know what?
he's the truth.
You want to talk about a good human being?
Yep.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Love you, Phoenix. um, but yeah, man, that's good. I mean, that's some really good advice, and I think you're in the right, you're heading in the right direction with that kind of thing. I just like I said, I just don't think a lot of people take the time to take care of themselves,
Right.
and I think that's where like mental health suffers, because
Yeah.
we don't take care of us, and I think it just snowballs from there if we don't.
And let's it's not easy to self care either, because that means
It's not.
breaking habits and forming new ones, and there's a cycle to that. It's tough. Um, I've grown up and I've seen a lot of dark things growing up, and my family has my family personally has been through a lot that I witnessed growing up. And it's like anywhere from drug problems to mental health issues, stuff like that I've witnessed growing up. And it's like those are some of the things that really shaped who I am as well. Because it's like I've seen those things, and it's like, you know, it was hard to watch stuff like that growing up. And, people I loved, I've kind of lost, people I love because of stuff like that. And that kind of helps shape who I am, because it's like I try to lead people. I try to be like that person, but it's also like I'm not perfect. It just comes with weight. That improving yourself and trying to be better does come with weight, and I think a lot of people don't know how to carry that as well sometimes, which is okay. Like I said, that's learning to give people grace, you know. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, it's I think you had mentioned just earlier about you're not perfect, you make mistakes.
Hmm.
I think 100% we're all not perfect,
Hmm.
and we all make mistakes. But I think if we take a lesson from those mistakes, we can improve and we can become better person. Obviously, we're not all going to be perfect ever,
Hmm.
but I think we can take from a mistake. It sounds like you've definitely strived and made a lot of personal growth, from your
Right.
mistakes,
Yeah.
which is solid. That's solid 100%. So, um,
But
yeah,
there's also that driving factor in me where I'm like, you know, I can do more. I know there's going to be days where I don't exactly meet the standard I want, but I keep the same standard, if that makes sense.
sure.
Like, I might not be able to show up on days I want to exactly, but I'm going to wake up the next day and still have that same mentality, like try to show up as best you can today, get something done. Um, like I said, it's just not easy. Again, I I don't want to be trying to set an example and tell everybody like step by step, like this is how you go about life, you have to be perfect, blah blah blah. Like that's a lie. That's a lie. I don't want to lie to people. I want people to know, like, it's okay to stumble, it's okay to fail, at least you tried, but keep trying.
Get back up.
So yeah.
Yeah, get back up.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. And I get that a lot of times from my kids. They tell me, you know what, you got to keep getting back up and keep moving. You can't if you lay there and nobody's gonna help you but you. You can help
Mhm.
yourself. So, all right. Well, I think we've covered a lot of things here. But yeah, it's some deep conversation, and I appreciate you being here
For
and
sure.
sharing this conversation with me, man. It's
Yeah.
like what we're gonna do is we're gonna pivot a little bit here, and we're
Yeah.
gonna. I want you to like if you have anything you need to say, like educational, inspirational, or just advice. I mean, you've said a lot. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say you haven't because you've said
Right.
a lot of good advice. I mean, you really perked up my ears for sure. Um, but if you have anything to say, Papa Moon's uh, people, go ahead and look at them and give me your advice.
um Mental health is important, to everybody. And I think people need to know that there's not ever to be too much pride involved when asking for help, whether it be your friends or your family. Never be afraid to ask. If you're one of my friends, like you can always ask me and come to me. Never be too prideful to seek help or reach out to somebody. Um, like again, like I've covered, like we all go through hard times. It's not easy lately. Like the world is a mess lately. For those that might be, scared or going through personal things in life, life is not easy lately. It hasn't been for a little while. But I think it's important to remember to, get out of the house and be social because, we're social creatures at heart, Um, get out and hang out with your friends, do something productive and, you know, learn what it's like to channel that inner kid in you again. Because I think that's what we're all missing, honestly. Um, and that's basically my message to people.
Also, I appreciate
So,
that. Thank you, thank you. Any projects coming up? Where can they
um,
find you? What's
I got a song coming out on Monday. It's called Winter Arc.
all right?
Co-produced by my friend, my great brother, Davey Jinx, and then engineered by Phoenix Vibes. So, yeah, that's coming out on Monday. Music video out about the same time, and yeah, that's probably
Wow,
yeah.
both dropping them both.
Yep, yep.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome.
looking to do some big projects this year and maybe feature with some other artists this year. So I'm open to features and let's make some more culture this year and let's go big this year. Honestly, I'm looking to do big things this year. So,
Absolutely. Where can they find you?
everywhere on all platforms, KVNG King Grimm everywhere. You can also follow my personal brand and label I have coming up. It's called Arc 13. This is the personal merch I have here. Check that out and join the Forge.
Awesome.
So,
Well, you heard it here on episode 13, Arc 13. You heard it. So, follow Papa Moon and the Inside Edge and all the other great podcasts on it. You can follow us at TikTok, X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you could go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Real Talk with Papa Moon. I'd love to have you aboard. Get on while it's a good time to get on.
hot off the press. Y'all
Hot off the
gotta
press.
y'all gotta watch it, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, I appreciate you guys for coming in and joining us every episode. I really love doing this. Without you guys, I can't do it. Mental health is very important. It's important to you as your physical health. Suicide prevention. You're not alone. If you're going through something dark, reach out to your friends. If you're in a dark spot, you don't feel good, reach out to your family, your friends. Like King Grimm said, it's very important to me and very dear at heart that we stay on top of mental health and suicide prevention. With that being said, thank you for joining us on this 13th episode. Stay real, stay kind, and remember, every voice matters. Love you guys.